at Longhorn Lester's, hanging out with Lester, you know, just all day long, just won't stop, just always.
Don't mess with me right now, please. I'm trying to help this little goat. Well, my friends, it has been several months. Hey, folks, Lester here. Come on, baby, hurry! So look who's very excited about her wag cup. I just found out that he has never had to do sheath cleaning on a horse. Oh, no. We got... I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. We're not laughing. We are not laughing at the fainting goat who just... What in the world? So look who is officially on YouTube. This guy right here, Kenny. So his bucket's empty. This bucket. Over here was not near as easy, and I didn't think it would be. No one needs to get out of here. Sweetie, here, sweetie. Okay, here. Starla just wants to say hi to everybody. I am so darn jealous. Rita, I was gonna say I was hanging out with Rita, but I'm not hanging out with her. I'm being followed by a fighting horse. Oh my gosh. Rita, you get to stop it. Just settle it down, Rita. Oh, yes. Y'all need to just behave yourselves because Lester is reading all of those comments. Hey, folks, Lester and Jamie here. And sorry we were a minute late, but you know whose fault it is.
It's not mine.
Nope, it's not Jamie's fault this time. It would happen to be Buddy and Stephanie, the Denman Homestead, because we are very patient people over here, some more than others. And I'm sitting here watching Buddy and Stephanie as they, boy, that Buddy can talk. Buddy can just talk. They think that I'm a rambling man. Buddy can just talk and talk and talk. But hey, it's all good. We were patient and we were family-like and we waited till they were done. I was texting and messaging, trying to speed them up a little bit because I am biting at the bit. They call it biting at the bit, just ready to go, just like a horse and just ready to go. What's wrong? And I was biting at the bit. So y'all behave yourselves. No talking about Lester eating out of the dog bowl because he's reading all of these messages. Yes, thank you for reminding everyone, Rose. I love Rose. It's funny how you get to know people through the comments. Never met Miss Rose. Rosemary's her name. Never met her, but through the comments, I got to know her. I know her personality. I know, first of all, she knows every darn thing about us. Rosemary knows everything about everybody on the entire Morrow Hill. Oh. And so we love people like Rosemary. Thank you, Rosemary, for always being there to support and to remind people that Lester's watching. He's reading all these comments. No, it's funny how YouTube always notifies its people that we are live or we're going live. And so a lot of folks get that notification and they go ahead and log on. And in fact, we don't start until 7 or when Buddy and Steph are finally done. Yeah, that's when we, I'm kidding. I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
We used to start.
Go ahead and help me out of this one over here.
We used to start at 8. With the time change, we felt like the days are dragging on a little bit. And since our daylight is a little bit shorter, we actually are doing chores earlier and inside earlier. So we started at 7 and we bump up a little bit with Steph and Buddy, but all in fun. And we promised that we would never interfere with their lives. So
we have before.
We will always be as patient as Lester can possibly be.
As like, yeah, we didn't interfere once before, and we got all kinds of HE double L because of it. I'm kidding. Not from Bud and Stephanie. They were fine. It was from some of you all. But Sandy reminds everybody, YouTube notifies you when they get it ready. And yes, Lester is by 6:30. I am ready. I'm like sitting here ready. 6:30 is Jamie's still in the tub with her legs up, and she's doing her slow shave and all the things that she does. And I'm like, we gotta go live pretty soon.
It only takes me 10 minutes out of the tub to blow dry my hair and to pull it together. So yeah. I got it down to a science.
Anyway, so yeah, we have moved it up from 8 o'clock to 7, and that helps our friends over in the UK as well. Jamie, there's a sweet lady who messages me, and she talked about how a highlight of her week is watching us together. She goes, I know that a lot of folks don't understand your banter. They don't get the banter between us. But she says that was the way she was with her husband. And she says, even though she doesn't, well, obviously she has to wake up like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. She will wake up to watch our Sunday lives because she doesn't want to watch the replay. She wants to watch it as it happens. So to know that there's a lady in the UK who sets her alarm for whatever time to wake up and clean, get the sleep out of her eyes and ready to watch us banter. So doesn't that put some pressure on us? Do you not feel the pressure that we got to like really bring it every time we go live? I hope that y'all don't find like boring banters between us. We don't want to disappoint y'all. We don't want to disappoint. There's sweet Pamela. What's Pamela saying? I love Pamela too. I love a lot of people on here. I really appreciate the YouTube notification. Me too, Pamela. I'm doing online Christian. I almost thought she's doing online dating. I thought that she was going to go with dating. I'm like, Pamela's doing online dating. No, she's doing online Christmas shopping. So I needed the notice.
Where's your head at?
I don't know. I guess because I've been very romantic this week. I have been super romantic this week.
That's because you're saving up for your yes day.
Yeah, we had to do the yes day. It's not a challenge, but it was quite challenging. Mm-hmm.
A day of yes for each of us. That was our gift to each other, was I'll do anything you want to do all day, and you have to do anything that I want to do all day.
How funny that she says anything, because really there are limits to this. Okay, there are limits. But her yes day consisted of me going with her, driving her on a date afternoon/night all the way to the Astrodome, the Houston Astrodome, the seventh wonder of the world. Did you know that? No. You didn't know the Astrodome was the seventh wonder of the world?
I didn't.
What's funny is, so the Houston Astrodome, which is actually no longer being used, is the seventh wonder of the world. And that's where I took her. However, we didn't go to the Astrodome. We went right next door to the NRG something or another, the convention center.
Yeah.
To where they were having some giant women's gathering, where everyone's wearing matching shirts, matching stretchy pants. They were all wearing stretchy pants and sweaters. Women, this is, if I'm not making this up, every last woman in there had on stretchy pants and a sweater.
Hold on.
With
antlers. You're complaining about it.
Normally, I would not complain about it because what guy's going to complain about stuff like that? Except for this was so many women and so few men that women were scowling at me like, what, you pervert, you freak, what are you doing, you creep? Like that was the ratio. So if it was a 50-50, 60-40 mix, man, you're good with that. 70-30, that's getting kind of close. But when it is 99% women, maybe more than that, and one dude walking around, there were plenty of dudes. They just were actually walking instead of sitting in the peanut gallery watching.
Okay. Maybe it's because you were the guy with the phone.
Okay, so let's be honest. There were some dudes that were holding hands with other dudes. Now you need to get it straight, Jamie. We didn't make a big deal about that. We didn't care. We don't give a darn. We don't give a darn.
That's why I said they were dudes.
But there were a few men holding hands with other men. But as far as guys like me walking around, there was none. I was the one. And every woman there was scowling at me like, how dare you show up over here, you perv, you freak. And that's how I felt like I had leprosy over there in the corner, sitting there just holding the things that I'd
because
bought.
most of the guys that were there were following their women, carrying all their bags. And the other, like what I did,
You can say whatever you want to say, but videos don't lie. Everyone saw the video. There was no men. There were no men except for the people that were working, a few vendors.
all I know is that I saw a friend post about this thing on Friday morning, and I knew we were going to do a yes day, and kind of just was like, I'll take that as my yes day, because I didn't want to go along, and none of the girls were available, and I had never been. I had no idea what it was about. So I just said to him, I'm like, hey, I kind of want to use that whole yes day for this. And he's like, really? Okay. Like, what is it? And I'm like, it's Christmas shopping. Like, and I'll be honest, I thought it was more crafty than it actually was. I thought it was like craft showish. It was like a bunch of boutiques in one room instead, which was still definitely a spectacle to see. And you can see that someone found entertainment even at the women's show.
Well, I was going to say something about this one. Stephanie McKee is actually calling me out on that. Lester, you bought more than Jamie. So what I did was I was forced to buy something so as I did not appear so creepy. When I was walking around with nothing in my hands besides my fanny pack, that's what I was kind of holding my fanny pack. That's when I was getting most of the scowls. Scowls. That's the right word. Scowls, right? Just like, weirdo. But so I had to go buy something just so I would appear to be there for a reason. And so I did buy some cooking ware that I am planning on putting in the RV, because our RV as of right now has no cookware. And so if we ever do travel, one of these days, if we ever if we ever find a chance to actually take that RV on the road, thank you, Stephanie. When we take the RV out on the road, we will have stuff to cook with. And so I did buy some cookware. And then how funny that all of the vendors there, I don't know how much money you spent, but this guy's like, well, it normally goes for this price, but since you're like one of the only guys, I'll let you have it for this amount. And I knew he was BSing me. I knew it was all BS, because probably he was charging me more just to talk down to less. But I did buy some cookware, and then I bought a massager, both of which will become gifts. The cookware, a gift to the RV and whoever uses it, which would be mostly Jamie and me. And then once you're in, and then of course the massage will be for both of us, because I got my ailments and Jamie has hers. And you can never go wrong on a massage device. And so I did buy a couple of things, but only so I would not appear to be as creepy as a guy walking around with nothing besides his fanny pack. Done. It was okay. It was okay. Yes day, or day of yes,
it was
fine.
Really an afternoon of yes. It was not a full day. So he wasn't tortured too much with anything. Like, I didn't make him, go antiquing or anything like that. God forbid. But he did go with me to the Nutcracker market, is what it was called. And he survived. And then he took me to dinner. And it was a nice night. It was a good dinner.
So it sounds so simple. Like that's nothing. Well, hold on a minute. You don't know about Houston rush hour traffic. If you think it's nothing, number one, we were fighting traffic getting there, yes or no, and yes. We were fighting traffic coming home. And Houston rush hour traffic is nothing to laugh about. I think Houston's like 3 or 4 most largest city in the United States, and I bet you we're number 1 with most congested traffic. I don't know.
It's pretty bad.
It's
Traffic
horrible.
Is pretty bad. Somebody wants to know if you bought the taco. Actually, I bought the taco.
Talk about the taco. Go ahead.
All I know is that was the most unintended dirty purchase ever. And I have a video of it, of when I first saw it and purchased it. And then I brought Lester back by, because I was like, you're not going to believe what I bought. You just have to go see it. And it got even dirtier when Lester was there. And it was an accident. That's all I'm going to say. It was an accident about how naughty the things that came out of it. But I didn't realize in my video, the guy is just like, yep, you just whip it out and you fill it up. And if you mess with it a few times, and I'm like, oh my God, like it's so bad that I can't even post the video.
Hold on, I missed that one, but someone says, is it pink? And the funny thing is their number one seller is pink. How bizarre is that?
We did not buy pink.
For that purpose, I would not buy pink.
We bought black.
What's wrong with black? Jamie?
That's tomorrow.
What? So we did a day of yes. That was Jamie's gift to her, where I would do whatever she wanted to do, and that did include dinner at her favorite restaurant. It included driving through that rush hour traffic, walking into that epicenter of women, and sitting
Which
there.
I think it's so funny that you roll your eyes about that, because any other time in your life, you'd have been like, all right, like, let's go. And now you're like, hey, it's just a room full of women in stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants and sweaters and antlers. And when they are wearing those three, it's never a good thing for a man. Those three together put a woman to a certain mood, and their mood is not to be. Listen, when women go shopping, they take on a different attitude. Now, you're not going to believe this because you're a woman. You don't see it in yourselves. But sometimes people can see things in others that they can't see in themselves. And so when women go shopping and they go in a group, all of a sudden they think that their group is priority group. And like they're like in the United Airlines, like they are priority. And they feel like they can move in a cluster and everyone else needs to part like the Red freaking Sea. And I had to deal with all that. I'm like sitting here just moving myself away from people. And as they walk by, they just the way they would look at me, the glares. And any woman on here who says, that's not true, Lester, it's because you don't realize it in yourself. But think about all of the fights that you see on the internet that happen on Black Friday. They're always because of women. Women start, they antagonize, they snatch things out of other women's baskets. They will snatch things out of other women's hands. Women, when they go for the Bridezilla, have you not seen the Bridezilla shoppers? Those are women that are doing that. Those are women. You have nothing to say for yourself, do you? I should be very careful right now because a lot of women over here are probably not very happy.
All I'm saying is that
Bridezilla is real. Right? The whole
I
can be
imagine
mean.
that. So we went in the afternoon. It had already been open the day
Everyone's
before.
saying it's true. The women are saying that I'm right. Thank you. No one ever agrees with me. Never. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is it was already open that whole day. We came at the end of the day for the last 2 hours. It was open the day before. And I imagine it was like Black Friday, like throwing elbows and ponytails all pulled tight and like everybody wearing their
stretchy pants.
Their
Please say stretchy
Skechers
pants.
and those one shoes that have like the rocky rolly thing, and like they were on a mission. I went more for the leisurely. I'm gonna have a cocktail and walk around and try all of the things. And like I said, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be more crafty than it was. It was very boutiquey. It was fun to see. It wasn't really my thing, to be honest. And that's probably not what Lester wants to hear. I really like to go to craft fairs and am interested in antiques and nostalgia and all of those things. And I really hope to find something like that. And then maybe that won't be part of a yes day. That'll be more of where I take the girls, or maybe I even go by myself. But it was interesting to see, and there were neat things there. But I didn't come home with much. You actually came home with more than I did.
I think I did. But like I said, I had a reason for having a full basket, which was really just a willy thing.
Yeah. Lester's purchase came with its own suitcase carrier thingy majigger.
Yeah.
Its own cart.
Its own cart. Everyone that's hollering about the spammer, let me hide that comment. I don't see it. It has gone by so fast. So you'd be better off
just ignore it
or ignoring it. And I will obviously, if I see it over here, or if our moderator sees it, they'll take care of it. But I personally don't see it. And I feel like I'm losing you by looking for that. And so all of the comments about that, I'm sorry, I can't find it. And I'm hoping they're gone. But you on your own can block that person. And if I see it, then I'll absolutely block them. Thank you.
So the thing is that Lester also agreed to go to Waco with me. And that was non-yes day situation. But I feel like he's working up to his yes day. So like, have you decided what day you're taking as your yes day yet?
Next Friday.
And do you know what you have in mind?
Yes, we're going to a comedy club.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that.
I love comedy clubs. The last comedy club we went to was an adult comedy club. And I did not know what to expect. So I wore my nice underwear because I didn't know what was going to happen. So this one over here is not rated as an adult comedy club. It's just a comedy club. But we're going to see the world famous Matt Rife. He's world famous, but I don't know his last name. But if you have heard of Matt Rife, boy, he's good. And the reason I like Matt so much is I watch a lot of his videos on the internet, YouTube, Facebook, and he is amazing at working the crowd. And I don't know how he does this, Jamie. I think you and I do this a little bit when we go live. We have to kind of work the crowd. We work each other a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't have, nothing is scripted. You guys know we're not scripted here. But to do that in front of on a stage full of in a venue of thousands of people and be able to work the crowd so well, I am just flabbergasted by his talent and his story. He has a backstory that you guys may not know about, but Matt was a fella who had aspirations of doing what he's doing now, yet he never couldn't catch a break. And so he got lucky and volunteered to work for free to fill in a shift that was left vacated for somebody else for free. Had to fly himself to the venue for free, had to take the 30-minute gig, and at that showing made such a name for himself. And then, of course, it was put onto social media. And from that show, his page has blown up. And I love his comedy. I love his humor. I get his humor. I get it. And that's a big thing to me. I have to get someone's humor. You guys will know about this. There's this fella who does farm humor. He's tell me the little guy's name. I don't mean it in a funny way. I don't mean
Matt
funny.
Matthews.
Matt Matthews. I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to be just not freeze. Matt Matthews is someone that makes her laugh, and she just giggles and laughs. And I wake up to her giggles and laughter, and I'm like, oh my God, I just want to cover my head and like put the pillow over her. But Matt Matthews is her kind of humor. And to me, I don't get it. I don't like it. It's not funny. To me, it's just ridiculous, like over the top, like overboard.
I like him because he's funny.
Oh,
and because he
ain't no one gonna tell me what to do. And he talks to his animals this way.
And
you need to pipe it down, Charlotte Kay.
He says all the things.
No one gonna tell me where to. You can stick a boot up your, you know what, pig, Charla.
But I love that he gets out and does stuff that he's like, listen, it's time to do farm chores. Ain't nobody want to stay.
Y'all need to stop. Everyone's like trying to find his channel now. Don't you leave me and go find his channel.
But I also love when he's sincere and kind of talks about real life and he throws it in there. So he's all the extremes. Plus he is a photographer and he's excellent at doing that.
Hold on. So can I ask you one question? This is the one question that I have to ask you whenever you're ready. Go ahead and finish up what you're saying. And I'm going to ask you one question, and I just need a yes or no answer. Keep talking.
And he really works hard to show women how beautiful that they are. And he empowers women and builds them up. And that is one of the foundations of why I love him.
Okay. Thank you for saying all of that. And I hope if the guy's watching, then he'll take a compliment. But here's what I'm going to ask you. And this is the one thing that every single person we meet tells us about us, which is unlike so many other video creators. I'm looking at Jamie through the camera here. Do you think that Matt Matthews is really that same way in real life? Meaning that if you were to see him at Walmart, if you were to see him anywhere, Target, or at the movie theaters, do you really think that that's truly who he is, or does he put on a show? Because everyone that we meet say, wow, you guys really are who I thought you were.
So I feel like it, yes.
You think he is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if you think he is, That's great. But I feel like he is extremely over the top, overboard. I understand flamboyancy. I get it. There's nothing wrong with it. That's for some people. But I feel like that's a show that people put on. I don't think that people that are flamboyant wake up in the morning and every single thing they say and do has to be so drawn out
But
and
not
dramatic.
that's what I'm saying, is not every single thing he says
Well,
and does
what do
in
you
his
watch
videos.
it?
Hold on. He plays guitar, he sings. Like, there's so many levels of him, and that's why I feel like if I only saw the dramatic, flamboyant things, then I would be with you on that. But there are things that you probably haven't realized that's part of what he shows. And maybe that's my own little weird, like, if I met him in real life, I hope that he was that way.
Do you know about the time that I took Ellie to a wrestling event and we got to go backstage? I've told you that story. So I'll tell a quick story, an anecdotal story. It goes along with the meaning over here. But Ellie and I were able to meet some real wrestlers from yesteryear. Hulk Hogan is the name that most of you guys will know and remember. And if you ever saw Hulk Hogan in a show or on stage on the WWE, the TV show, then hey brother, I'm gonna get to you, and that was Hulk Hogan. However, when Ellie and I went backstage and got a chance to meet Hulk Hogan, he was nothing like that. He picked up Ellie, he held him, he talked like a normal guy, a big guy. He was a big guy.
Yeah.
I always thought I was a pretty good sized guy at 6'2" and 200 pounds. Hulk Hogan is a huge man, but he was just a normal man. And that made me realize I kind of wished he would have been like, come here, little boy. What's your name, kiddo? I'm going to show you something. And it was nothing like that. And that's when I began to realize about showmanship and showtime and all of the things that people can turn on for the camera. I mean, we see it all the time with different creators when all of a sudden they get onto selfie mode and like, and you're like, what are they doing? What are they doing? No one does that in real life. I think a guy who's hilarious. What's the Ginger Billy? Ginger Billy?
I think so.
Is it Ginger Billy?
I think so.
Red-haired fella who's hilarious. But I've also know he's not in real life who he portrays in his videos. Nothing in his videos. He goes with no shirt and he's all built and buff and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna show you something. And he's like this bodybuilder on steroids. And in real life, he's just a normal guy, and it's like,
so here, I have a question.
I wanted to see the other guy. I come to see the other guy.
Do you think so? You know that I have, like, I'll call it a split life, right? So I have business Jamie and then farm Jamie. Do you feel like business people would see me and think I'm the same, and that farm people would see business Jamie and think I'm the same?
I think absolutely. Now, obviously, we all know how to code switch. We do know how to code switch. Can I read a letter real fast? Can I read a letter?
Sure.
And I'm only going to say this letter because it kind of goes along with what you're talking about right now. We'll call it code switching. And so, you're not as bad as I am as far as the things that you say, knowing with who you're talking to. Tell the Ed May story right quick. Everyone knows Mr. Ed, our hey guy.
Listen.
Everyone knows Mr. Ed, our hey guy.
When the phone rings and it says Ed May hey on the thing, Lester answers and he speaks a whole other language. And I'm looking at him like,
I speak Boomhauer. It's called Boomhauer.
Do it. Because I'm like,
I don't want to do it.
I literally sat across the truck from him. I'm like,
what did you say?
I couldn't understand him. It was borderline Cajun. It was like backwoods Cajun.
Ed understands it, and I understand Ed.
There were partial words that slurred together, and I was like, I don't know what you just said. Right here, and I'm like,
every one of us are capable of doing it when we have to. There's a language that you speak, a type of language, a dialect, if you will, that you speak when you're with your girlfriends or your guy friends or with your family, compared to when you speak to your boss or to your colleagues or to your coworkers. And so ultimately, we do that. When I'm at work, now I don't work, my work now is for you all. I work for you all now. But when I used to work as a school teacher, I wouldn't say, man, my kids just come running whenever they get all, and I'll say, come on, you bunch of littles. And you know what I mean? There are ways that you communicate with your students or with your coworkers and your boss that you don't use on the farm. A lot of times people will sometimes, some of the funny comments that I just ignore, or the kind of like, I thought you were a school teacher. Teachers would be rolling their eyes if they knew that you were talking that way. And I'm thinking, so I'm not in teacher mode. I'm in Lester mode, fun mode, having a good time mode, talking to my animal mode. And, but I think that you code switch as well. I think that you talk to me differently than I hear you talk when you're on your Zoom calls. But I think that you're equally animated on Zoom compared to around here. I think you're equally humorous. I think you're equally sharp-witted. You're very witty and witted, if that's the right word. I don't see a difference at all. And I know that people have told us, I think one of the biggest compliments, when I started the live, I played a little clip from my buddy Daniel Arms, Arms Family Homestead. When we met Daniel for the first time, he texted me later, and he says that Emily, that's his daughter, at the time she was probably 14, 15. He said, Emily said that of all the creators that she's ever had a chance to meet, and Daniel, meets a lot of creators, that Lester is the only one that is the same guy in person as he is on his videos. And I took it as a big compliment, just a huge compliment, because I never knew that you had to play a role or a person, you had to change your personality to when you're on live or not. And
I don't think that you necessarily have to change your personality. I think that there are a lot of times that, and this was with work as well in here, that sometimes you have to put other feelings aside to be able to live in the moment and allow others to live in that moment versus what's going on in your head. Don't you feel like that?
I absolutely do. This is going to be funny. So I know that you probably are just kind of rolling your eyes right now, but this is the kind of stuff, drives me nuts. Just bear with me, Jamie. I can't find the 3 little buttons over here. This is the kind of stuff that, Jamie, why can't I find the little button? Did I block the wrong person?
Anyway, so I do feel like that sometimes, like, real life is happening. Real life is going on, but yet there's a moment that you want people to have the feeling of the moment, even though personally I'm mad at him, or I just had something really frustrating happen at work that day. I have to turn on to be able to be present in that moment. And believe it or not, I think that it helps me to be present in that moment, to know that I want to share what's going on and to come out of my funk as well. So I do think that happens. Are you over that yet? Can you?
I am over that. I'm over that. I just want to say hi to Dwayne. Can I tell your funny story? Can I tell Dwayne's funny story? I don't think Dwayne will care. Dwayne is a friend of mine. We're both school teachers. Dwayne still teaches. And Dwayne messaged me and he says, hey, Lester, have you ever heard of Double Lake? He's going for the weekend. And I'm like, that's great. You remember Double Lake? I says, but the last time Jamie and I went was during the drought. And the lake was dry. There was no water in the lake. It was nothing but a bunch of weeds. And because the lake was dry, the workers, there was no one employed to maintain the trails or the campsites or anything else. And I was like, so I think that I hope that you'll be okay, Dwayne.
Dry.
Oh, no.
He said it was dry.
Dwayne, I can't catch your comment. Dwayne
says, parched.
Hold on, Dwayne. This is funny though. So the lake was still dry. However, Dwayne, I messaged him later and I said, so how was it? And he goes, it was cold and it rained the whole time. And I'm like, memories. So I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, Dwayne. I'm not laughing at you. But we're able to drive to Double Lake. And so we kind of have a little bit of a heads up. You're coming all the way from Houston. So you had to stay. We would have turned around and come back home.
But we did find an awesome campground. What was that place called?
We did. Twin Creeks? Man, we're going to have to go, y'all. We're going to have to go. I say we're going to have to go. We're excited about taking our RV to Twin Creeks.
Is that what it's called? Is Twin Creeks?
You better look it up. Now, check your email because it might be in the email. Funny thing is, you guys know that Jamie and I are super excited about taking the RV out on our first RV adventure. Jamie actually has to make 6 videos this year.
Yeah, so it's not if, it's when.
And she's not made any yet. I feel like I've made more videos of the RV than Jamie has, and it's not even are trying to find the right spot.
Two Creeks Crossing Resort.
2 Creeks Crossing Resort. And I'll tell you what, it's the most beautiful place. I actually made a video of us visiting and checking it out. We both love it. And
it was clean. It was like really thought out as far as layout. It has a bar. It had a really neat courtyard, similar to Magnolia in Waco, of like where they had like yard games and things to play, and a gathering place, which I thought was really good. That like an intentional gathering place. Yeah, I can't wait to go.
I can't wait to go either. I'm excited about it. My nerve. I have a nervous level of pulling the RV. I'm not going to make this up. There's no reason to lie to you all. It's crazy that I've driven a school bus. I've pulled trucks and trailers my entire life, as long as I can remember. And for some reason, pulling the RV, it scares me because I don't have the same visibility. On a school bus, pulling trailers, I have a lot better visibility of what's going on behind me. And with the RV, I lose all of that. We don't have an RV camera, but that would only do me any good if we were backing up. Mm-hmm. So, but even just pulling it, I feel like we take up a lot of the road. I don't want to be that guy who's just living in La La Land and taking up the entire road. And,
So that's why short trips are important for us in the beginning, so that he can get used to it. Because I'm not pulling it. That's not happening.
No, that's not happening. But we will go. And so we do think that our first destination, we visited 3 different sites now just to visit in our truck. And the one that we will actually hook up and drive to once we get good, beautiful weather, we just need a day, is going to be, say it again?
The 2 Creeks Crossing.
2 Creeks Crossing. And of course, Jamie will make that video, and maybe we can use our new cookware and do all of the fun things. It is on Lake Livingston, right?
Yes, and it's rained quite a bit over the past week here, and we have 2 more days of rain. So we're seeing that the river behind us is actually going up, which would mean that the lake is going up, and that's going to be nice to be able to have, like, you can fish back in their coves. Like there were beautiful hiking trails around there, like old cabins, some history back there that we can learn about. Like, I'm excited.
I would like to say one thing, and it's no knock against anything, but if you and I already live in the country, think about that for a minute. You and I already live in the country, Plum Grove, and then of course here in Livingston at Longhorn Lester's, we're very familiar with country living. So to Jamie and I, an escape is not going back to even more country necessarily. I don't know. You can word this however you want to word it. But that's why to us, this is going to sound dumb. And I don't know how you're all going to react to this. But I kind of want to go and socialize and talk to people. I talk to animals all day. I talk to animals. Well, not when I go live. I talk to real people. But as far as my day to day, it's a lot of animals. And I just want someone to talk back to me. Okay. I want someone to talk back. And
Not me. Not me. He doesn't want me to talk
that's
back.
That's not true. Jamie's, you know what I mean, Jamie. Come on, please help me on this one. Put the right words in my mouth. So I want to experience parking the RV and having people to talk to and being able to go to a very clean and safe
social environment is really, and that sounds silly, but that is something we both crave. So I work from home in addition to doing what we do at home, which is animal interactions. And I think that we're both looking for a little adventure. So seeing things that we've never seen before, doing things we've never done before, but also the social interaction of being able to learn where are you from and what do you do and what do you like about your RV and what are some of the neat places that you've been, so that we can take that into consideration. No.
Well, I never want to talk RVs because we already know that RV people are weird in the fact that they judge you based on your RV, the name brand. RV
I don't care about
people,
that.
we don't care about that, y'all. We don't care about how many slides you have and what is the brand name and what is the this and
No,
what
but
is
I
the
want to know, like, what are
ooh,
some
solar power.
tips and tricks, right? So tell us some things that that you put in your RV to make it do XYZ, or to make it easier to pull, or routes that you took to get places. But I think, like, this sounds really silly. For me, when I talk to others, I'm seeking wisdom. And I don't necessarily mean like I need somebody to tell me about life. I want to learn. And whatever I take away from that, whether it's spiritual, emotional, educational, whatever it is, like that's how I interact with people, like just from that standpoint. So I think the social interaction for us is something that we crave. And
I do too. And so we got a little chance to experience some of that at that particular campground, just from the time we sat there at the bar and had a plate of nachos and a couple of beers. We saw that people there were very friendly and social, and we weren't even pulling an RV. If they would have known that, I'd have been the creep again. If they had known that I had pulled up in there with no RV, I would have been that creepy guy who goes to RV camps just to hang out and drink beers and talk to people. How weird was that? But no.
But we're not bar. So we're not bar people, and we don't have like I'll call it a bar sport. I don't know how else to say it, but like we don't go play like pool or darts or like in any leagues. And a lot of people do that, bowling leagues.
I
things
would
like
play
that.
cornhole. If they had cornhole, I would absolutely play.
That's because you're good at it.
I'm great at cornhole.
We went to Xander's
natural
house.
born cornhole champion. Just natural. That stuff just comes natural to me.
Yeah, we went to Xander's for graduation, and Lester is like the ultimate cornhole.
Who would have known?
Player.
Just
we didn't even
bullseyeing it every single time. But no, so we will hit that place up for their RV day. I see that on your list. You want to talk about Ivy. I'll let you talk because Ivy is your project horsey, your project pony. So go ahead.
You're going to see some videos that come out over the next couple of days of things that we're doing to her. Some of it is not for the faint of heart. Some of it is I'm making videos of it because then maybe somebody can use it later for their own experience, and just sort of to share what we're having to go through with her, because it is a roller coaster of up and down with her. And she's angry at us because we have to keep messing with it. And she is, we're trying to somewhat also play good cop, bad cop, because we can't have her mad at both of us. One of us has to be able to still work with her. So it's a big challenge, and she's, not out of the woods at all. And this week is going to be a very intensive week with trying to help her heal.
We did have the horse chiropractor come out, Dr. Baker, and Jessica.
Yes, Jessica's her
assistant, her handler. And that was fun. We actually asked Uriel to come by and help with all of that. He's really good with horses. And Uriel came by. That was Saturday. And so that was an experience that we'll have some videos about this week. Doctoring and taking care of Ivy was part of the videos. Of course, Jamie's getting a whole lot of loving from somebody who doesn't want to love on me. I think that it must be my deodorant or either lack of.
Whatever. I think
I am talking about Okie.
I don't know. I don't know, other than the fact that he loves me. He loves me.
Can you mind if I put a little video clip on here?
Go ahead.
You keep talking while I load it. I was going to actually make a little video out of this, but I'm thinking people need to see this is ridiculous.
I can walk into that pasture and he comes running for me multiple times. I can go in different ways. I don't have to say his name. And I videoed that today, and somebody's jealous.
I'm quite jealous, and I have a reason to be jealous. And hold on. I'm just gonna play it for you all, and we can talk while we play it. Now, I will also make this into a little bit of the video, so when it comes out, y'all better watch it. Darn it. People will see it once and they'll, oh, I already saw this, and they'll just leave it. So I'm gonna load this now. Y'all give me 1 second here. It's coming onto your screen. Now, I did record it in up and down mode, so you're gonna have to bear with us, or if you're watching horizontally. Look at this.
His nose is touching my nose repeatedly, and he is so intrigued and like just here, and I'm talking to him and I'm giggling because it tickles me.
He walked up to her.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Nate, I'm sorry, Newt's taking you guys a gift, a to-go order.
I can love on him.
He's doing Uber Eats now.
He's looking around to see what his mom's doing, see if he's in trouble right here. He's like, nah.
No, he's like, keep that man away from me.
Yeah, this
Talking
man.
about me, this man.
I'm the man that says keep that man away. Let me even stop it. Look at that.
He's laying his head in my lap.
That's ridiculous. He's laying his head over on your arm. We're gonna just come by.
Yeah, I don't get that, because this alpaca. Let me tell you something interesting, and a lot of folks may remember this. Do you know that little alpaca only came up to me one time, and one time only? I had gone over and I was making a video for a sweet lady who's battling cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Sonia, and Sonia, her husband had messaged me and said that Sonia's favorite of all of your animals, she loves them all. She loves them all. But her favorite is the new alpaca, Oki. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to find a way to put a smile on her face, and I'm going to go out there and make a video with Oki. And that was the one and only time that alpaca ever came up to me. And I realized now it was not even for me. He must have known or could sense there was something going on, and he had to be a part of Miss Sonia's video. And so I did get to experience that up close, and the breathing and all of those wonderful things through my phone. And he's not come up to me since. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but that little
I'm
fella.
sure that it has to do with hormones and that, because he's a male and doing it to the females. And if you remember, Indy did it more to you.
He does it to Ellie.
Oh,
I've seen him walk up to Ellie. I don't know who else has been in there besides Ellie, Megan, and you, but he seems to just he likes everyone except for me. Whatever.
I think
Whatever.
that you're excited and doing other things, and that
Talk sweeter to him. Hold on. Animals love me.
they do.
Kids and animals love me. The way I talk, the way I laugh, the way I am, they love me. And that little alpaca does not.
Oh, they say you went to Lex too.
Well, we know how much Rita loves me. Lord, can I show that video real fast? Keep talking for a minute. Rita about got me today.
Poor Lester. I think that Rita knows that, just like the geese, that they can make you scream and squirm and run, and she believes that's your number and your button, and she's gonna push it today, or kick it in this case, because holy cow today.
So I'm just going to tell y'all that we're having well, I would just say dogs, but we're having a number of predator issues over at the sanctuary right now.
Hey folks, Lester here. I am being joined by Rita. Do you eat dog biscuits? That's a doggy biscuit. You don't want a dog. Oh my goodness, she's eating a dog biscuit.
Hold on. Lester says wrong video, not the right one.
I got the right one coming, but we're having a lot of dogs, coyotes, wild pigs, and we're having just issue after issue after issue over at the sanctuary. And so I went today to set some traps. And to set those traps,
Come on. Come on.
well, this is me in there with Rita.
Folks, Lester here. I'm being followed by Rita. I was going to say I was hanging out with Rita, but I'm not hanging out with her. I'm being followed by a biting horse. You need to settle down. Oh my gosh.
Did you see my face?
Yeah.
Watch my face. Dang it, hold on, I missed it. Okay, she wants my can of dog food. Look at her biting me. Look at her mouth. Do you not see her mouth? As I'm showing her, these are just dog biscuits. She tries to bite them out of my hand. I pull my hand away. Rita's not happy. Look at her ears right now. Rita is not happy. And then all of a sudden, she turns that butt around. I'm just trying to pause it here and there. I'll let you watch it in full speed.
Down.
Look at her ears, Jamie. You see her ears?
Oh my gosh.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Rita, you need to stop it. Just settle it down, Rita.
Let's watch it in full speed one time.
Folks, Lester here. I'm being followed by Rita. I was going to say I was hanging out with Rita, but I'm not hanging out with her. I'm being followed by a biting horse. You need to settle down. Oh my gosh. Rita, you need to stop it. Just settle it down, Rita.
So I was really happy I kept my composure for the entire ordeal. But when Rita turned her behind to me, guys, you know what her intentions were. If I would not give her my dog biscuits, she was going to either bite them out of my hand. When that did not work, she was going to kick them away from me. She's not hungry, says Christy. Christy, she's not hungry. She's Rita, okay? She's not hungry. She's Rita.
She knows that she can push him around.
That's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing because it was quite terrifying. But no, we do have traps set over at the sanctuary. We have animals coming inside of our pastures, not trying to worry you or scare you, but we are doing our due diligence and trying to be proactive and catch those critters before they come inside of our pastures and not wait until they've done something horrible. So yeah, that was today, me trying to get in there and get my trap set, which happens to be in Rita's. Yeah, if an animal knows what's smart for them, they'll stay far away from her pasture. Rita should be all the protection that we need from that backside. But I love her. But
you know what's funny, though? Not funny. If she wanted to kick you, she would have. Because it's not like you jumped 20 feet out of the way. She's doing it to prove that she's in charge.
maybe so. Let's not start the whole Rita talk right now, though. There's actually something, if you want to talk horses, let's go ahead and reveal the biggest secret
I don't want to cry.
on the internet right
I'm
now.
going to cry.
You're going to cry?
I can already feel it.
Want me to just not talk about it?
Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm about to reveal to you all is something that I shared earlier today with the Facebook supporters, because we have been in conversation with a very sweet lady who's my age, she's in her 50s, and she lost her mother recently. And so I that right there is enough to be very, very, saddening and very tough. But she said that her mom, during the last month or so of her mom's life, she was a follower of the page, so much that she would talk to her daughter every single day about what was going on with Lester, what's going on with Jamie, what's going on with everybody. And she was just broken whenever we lost Dixie. And they have a horse. I believe that horse is about 4 or 5 years old. And that lady told her daughter that she wants Jamie to have that horse. Now, the daughter, who was not a fan of the page, just thought that her mom was just like, whatever, just, you getting older and I want this and I want that. But her mom kept insisting that she wants Jamie to have that horse. And the mom would talk about the channel so much that the daughter was forced. These are her words, not mine. The daughter was forced to have to watch this farm channel of some guy that screams a lot and some girl that works in her garden and loves horses. Until she says that at some point, even though she never watched the first video, she began to identify the sounds in the background of what her mom was watching on her tablet there. And she began to learn about different characters being the animals. And her mom did pass. And she says that now, every time she sees that horse, she just can't help but remember the number of times that her mom wanted Jamie to have that horse. Are you going to show a picture?
I am.
Jamie's going to show you all a picture.
You're going to.
So today, Jamie and I drove out to meet this beautiful horse. And I told him, I said, Jamie, this horse may be just like Rita. I'm not trying to laugh. I said, this horse may be just like Rita. You do know that. And Jamie says she didn't care. It was a sweet story, and she wanted to meet this horse. And so, guys, Jamie, are you going to show it? Or you want me to display it?
I'm going to show it.
Jamie's going to just hold it up. You can all see it. Go up a little bit higher, maybe. Right there. So there's this beautiful horse, and it does absolutely look a whole lot like Dixie.
I'm sorry. I can't figure out where the middle is.
My ring light is messing everything up. That's enough. We're going to, so we're not going to talk a whole lot about the specifics, but if all goes according to plan, and if the weather tomorrow is decent, we may just have to end up with a horse. And I'll let you talk all you want to. I've kind of told the backstory, but if you want to talk about the whereabouts, the future, and all of that, or you can save it for a video. But it's not a rescue. You don't call this a rescue. This is more of a surrender, but because it was I don't want to say a dying woman's wish. That sounds so morbid, but it was a woman's wish. It was a lady's wish that one of her many horses, because she was a horse person and she wanted Jamie to have one.
This one, not any horse. She wanted her to have this one because it looks like Dixie. I'll stop talking if you're ready to. So she's 4 years old, and they're a couple hours away. And we are planning on bringing her here first to Longhorn Lester's. I want to get to know her and be able to spend time with her. And I still work and can't spend all day, every day at the sanctuary. So to start, she will come here, and then we will make decisions from there based on new property and cows and Rita and all the things. But I want to know her more and know her demeanor. She's been with other horses, so we know what she's used to. And I can't wait to get to know her.
A lot of folks are asking for her name. You want to save that, or you want to share that?
Go ahead.
Well, this is more of your story than mine, but so her name is Stormy, but we're going to call her Storm. And Jamie has this wonderful quote, and there's this quote. There's multiple quotes like this, but I'm going to paraphrase one of them. And it says, this makes Jamie cry every time when she reads it. They whispered to her, "You can't handle the storm that's coming." And she whispered back, "Now I'm going to cry. I am the storm." They whispered to her, "You can't handle the storm that's coming." And she whispered back, "I am the storm." That gives me goosebumps. I don't know why. That makes me just feel like I'm got to just bawl myself, and I have no reason to bawl. But I am the storm. And so we love the name Stormy and Storm, and we're going to call her Storm. And we think it's a beautiful name, and we don't change names here, y'all. We don't change names. So no matter what you're saying, and y'all should name her this, and y'all should name her that, We don't change names if we can help it. We should have changed one horse's name. VOODOO has gotten me in more trouble by saying his name on Facebook than any other animal ever, because the AIs pick it up as Lester's some kind of a witchcraft type of religious person. But we're not going to change this name. This was a woman's horse who named her, and she wanted Jamie to have her. And so you guys keep a lookout for that. That will hopefully transpire tomorrow or the next day. And Jamie will bring you all of that on her channel, From Suits to Boots. And so we will, but if she is here at Longhorn Lester's, then by all means, I will take advantage of that and get to love her, because I need horse loving just like you do. And then I think that it's also important to remind folks that animals need time and attention, time and attention. And if you really are trying to give the animal its best life, it needs time and attention, along with its nutritional needs and vet care and whatnot. And so we need to always try to think about which property can we fulfill more needs. So we will work all of that out. We will figure all that out, and we will try to make sure that we inform you all of how that's happening with the
and it's about nutrition and so many things. And for me, I want to bring her here and get to know her just before we make any other decisions or any other moves or anything. And being here is where I'm capable of doing that first.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, I'm honored, like, that someone would think of me to care for their animal. And I'm honored every time that it happens, but this one sure feels really special.
It is special, and I'm excited for you. And I do hope that she's not another Rita.
She doesn't appear to be.
No, she seems very sweet.
Yes.
And so we will, of course, it's one thing to see her with her handler and her people. It's another thing to see her when she's away. From what we hear, she travels very well, so that should be easy for us. And we will bring you as much as we can, and you guys just keep your fingers crossed. And I love to know that if this was sincerely this lady's gift to Jamie and her wish, then we will by all means absolutely give this horse its best life, the best that we can, whatever life we can provide for it. I have a personal hope and goal that Rita and she can become friends. Rita needs a friend. She needs a friend to learn from.
A motherly friend. That's what my hope is, that I really hope that this is good for her as well, and good for each other. You know, I told Lester today, I remember when we brought Beverly and Dixie here, and how Beverly was a wild child, like out of control. And Dixie tolerated it until she didn't. And then when she didn't, Bev kind of got put in her place, and then right back at that was the foundation of their friendship. And Rita reminds me of a very young Beverly in that sense. But I think that Storm deserves to make her own presence known, and for us to get to know her personality without bringing responsibility to her right away as well.
So she is big enough to be ridden, and she is already halter, bridle, saddle broke. Supposedly, and I only say supposedly, she rides great. But they said that about Voodoo also, and you know where that got me? Right on my head, multiple times on the ground. But that was probably my fault. And I'm just going to take blame for all of that. But guys, no matter what, she will be a gift, and we're going to welcome her with open arms and love her, and we will figure out the best placement for her. And so I'm excited for Jamie. I am. I'm excited for her. She's been crying all day. Whoo-wee. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? Because we've already had folks on for an hour. That lady in the UK who woke up to watch us is probably like, she probably has toothpicks, like saying, "Oh my God, so. Lester, hurry! Oh, how much longer?" That was sweet. All right. Well, if you're done, all right, my friends, I think that I'm done. I'll let Jamie finish it all up and wrap it up for you all.
Y'all, so thank you so much for giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time, for loving us, for being a part of our days, allowing us into your homes and phones, and really just for loving these animals the way that we do.
Absolutely. I will end the video with the way we started it. Shall we, Jamie?
That's what it's like at Longhorn Lester's, hanging out with Lester. You know, just back, all day long, just won't stop.
Oh.
Just always back.
Don't mess with me right now, please. I'm trying to help this little goat. Well, my friends, it has been several months. Hey, folks, Lester here. Come on, baby, hurry! So look who's very excited about her wag cup. I just found out that he has never had to do sheath cleaning on a horse. Oh, no. We got... I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. We're not laughing. We are not laughing at the training goat who just... What in the world? So look who is officially on YouTube. This guy right here, Kenny. So his bucket's empty. This bucket. Over here was not near as easy, and I didn't think it would be. No one needs to get out of here, sweetie. Here, sweetie. I'll get your ear. Stormy just wants to say hi to everybody. I am so darn jealous. Rita, I was gonna say I was hanging out